Sponsored by Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2K Sports. Along with Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. In this game, we'll see the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And when you take a look at the Lakers, in comparison to where they were record-wise at this point last season, it seems they've taken a step backwards. They're trying to make up that ground. I'd like your perspective on this, Shaq, as a three-time Laker champion. Does the NBA need an elite Laker franchise?
Yes, they're a huge franchise with history and market presence. And, Ernie, the league is at its best when they are successful.
When you think back, what was it like playing in front of that kind of a crowd in Los Angeles, night in, night out?
I love doing for them what my favorite people in that stadium did for me. Jack Nicholson, Denzel Washington, Adam Sandler. They gave me joy. I tried to return the favor.
You give me a lot of joy in this job. Did you know that?
Well, thank you, sir.
I'm just kidding. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Atlanta, Georgia at the Phillips Arena. It's the first game back in Atlanta for the Hawks. This is a team showing a better record this year over last. This was their goal, and it's coming to fruition so far.
Well, right now for the Hawks, they just haven't shown the kind of toughness and resilience I expected to see from them this year. Whenever they face some adversity, they haven't been able to fight through it.
Which is really the difference between good teams and great teams, Clark. There's always going to be adversity for everybody. It's how you fight through it that really defines who you are as a team.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Carlos Boozer out there with Davis. Then there's Nick Young. Then it's Johnson. And it's Lynn in at the 1. Boozer can't get it to go. Carlos Boozer amnestied by the Bulls this offseason after 4 years in Chicago. They still have to pay his salary, Steve, but it doesn't count against their cap.
Yeah, that's been rumored for a couple of years, and it finally came true, Kevin. So a new team for Boozer, looking to bounce back after what was one of the worst seasons of his career, at least statistically.
Now Lynn. Jeff Teague missing from long range. Lynn with it, picked up by Teague. Davis with a screen on Teague. Here's Young. No good. And Atlanta will come the other way. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, they look totally disjointed. And sometimes you have a night like that. Nothing goes in the basket. It's just pure frustration.
Well, you can call it any number of things, Steve. Disjointed, disorganized, discombobulated, dysfunctional. Any of those would fit.
Now here's Lynn. Following the miss by Paul Millsap. Lynn kicks to Johnson. They double-team Johnson. Tries it from 19. Rebound, Atlanta. And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
Well, last year these teams split the two games they played, something we see so often in these interconference series.
Here is Korver. 14 points from him the last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Back to Teague. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From past the arc. Kyle Korver, and that's good. Korver's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. The Lakers have gone 0-3 from the field to start the game. Steve, you alluded to the two games they split last season, and that really is the case, isn't it, Clark? When two teams see each other so rarely, you can often throw out the records.
Oh, yeah, you're exactly right there, Kevin. That's a definite. I mean, you're just not sure what you're going to get from those games. The Lakers winning the amnesty bidding this summer to bring in Carlos Boozer. He had a down season a year ago, but on the final year of his contract, he'll have some extra motivation to bounce back.
The first free throw is good. And for Carlos Boozer, weighed by the Bulls as they brought in Pau Gasol, but he can help this Lakers team.
Yeah, you know, he certainly bolsters their front line. And as I said, in a contract year, he couldn't ask for a better stage to showcase his game than the bright lights of L.A.
Now here's Millsap. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
Yeah, they couldn't stop him. I mean, they kept sending him to the line over and over again because, you know, when you can't stop a guy, you got to foul him. That's what they did.
Here's Johnson. It's a 5-point game, and he gets the bucket. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Here is Korver. Pass to Teague. He kicks it to Korver. Out left to the wing. There's the screen. Off the screen. And it's Teague. That time on the assist by Paul Millsap. Teague's got 5.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
Lakers trail by 5. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, I had a chance to catch up with Los Angeles' head coach. We talked about the keys to this game, and he singled out Paul Millsap as a player they've simply got to be mindful of. Coach told me he's always been an energy guy, someone you have to locate and box out every possession. But he's developed his offensive game to the point where he's more than just a hustle guy. He's also a scoring threat now, and a guy we can't leave open. They'll be watching him, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Teague with a clean look. That 3 off the mark. For Los Angeles, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Johnson goes in. Young with the ball. He's picked up by Millsap. That's good. The Hawks leading by 3. Outside Teague. Kicks it to Korver. Stolen by Boozer. And now here comes Young leading the ball.
Oh, ridiculous.
What a move.
Tore it down that time. Great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and trigger the fast break.
Wow, now it's just a one-possession game thanks to that quick hitter. Fantastic basketball in the open floor.
Here's Carroll. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And they will call over the back on the play.
Obviously, he's not afraid of physical play, but he still needs to play in control.
And he definitely wasn't in control that time. Everybody in the building knew it was an over-the-back call.
Lakers have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Lynn with it, picked up by Teague. Lynn the pass to Young. He dishes it to Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Chance there to take the lead, missing. Teague with the ball. 14 points from him the last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Horford up top, uncovered. And good as it rattles through the hoop. Horford's got his first bucket of the night. Last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to Golden State.
And guys, had their free throw shooting been anywhere near up to par, I think it would have changed everything in that game.
No doubt about it. I mean, there is a carryover effect when you're not having success at the line. It infiltrates other parts of your game. Well, if any team had the opportunity or the excuse to pack it in and call it a year, it was the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, they lost their star player for the season, but still found a way to fight through and make it into the playoffs in a very tough division.
Boozer with the rebound. Boozer's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Lynn against Teague. And Young kicks to Boozer. Teague against Lynn. Shot clock at 5. And Young, here we go. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And realistically, guys, the Hawks never were going to do anything in the East as the Pacers and Heat were the class of the conference. But, Steve, they established a winning environment in a year when they really could just, just glide it on by.
Yeah, and they gave Indiana all they could handle in that first round, too, Kevin. I think it's important to establish the style of play, which Mike Budenholzer did, and now you build off that, and you continue to grow as an organization.
Outside, Lynn. Pass to Johnson. It's Davis on the wing. The steal. Teague dishes to Carroll.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
And the Lakers making a change here. Hill's checked in. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And they're sharing the ball, too, which I love. They're piling up the assist. We're seeing great offensive movement.
Now, here is Young. 20 points for him last game against Golden State. 6 to shoot. Johnson, the pass to Lynn. Hill trying to break free. A nice shot by Lynn. The Hawks leading by 5. Here is Korver. Outside Teague. Fires from deep. And Davis pulls it down. The Lakers have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Lynn kicks to Johnson. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Now just a 2-point Hawks lead.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to fight over the top of that.
Horford with the screen on Lynn. Teague dishes to Horford. And that one comes up a bit short.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Outside, Lynn dishes to Young. 6 on the shot clock. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, there's always a lot of nicknames in the NBA. I loved what became of Nick Young last year in L.A. All of a sudden, he dubbed himself Swaggy P, and it caught on. It seemed like the whole league kind of loved watching him play and referring to him by that nickname.
The first one falls.
And Nick Swaggy Young, they call him, Swaggy P, never swaggier than last season. The top scoring rate of his career and some of the best efficiency as well. He had some huge nights.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Peroantich, he's checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Kyle Korver. And it's Schroeder in for Jeff Teague. That one drops. He ties it up. And Young, a good ball handler. He can get his shot whenever he wants.
And that's often, Kevin. Don't expect a lot of assists from him. He's a guy who, when he touches the ball, it's going up.
Here's Schroeder. Pass to Bazemore. There's the pick. Feeds it to Schroeder. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. Now here's Ellington. Defense is right there. There's the dish to Price. Young outside. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. They now take the lead. Ellington's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
Yeah, he is none too pleased with the play of his club out there, and looks like they need a little time to get things sorted out here.
I don't know if any coaches would be too happy if they just saw their team give up a run like this one.
Ryan Kelly, he's checked in for Young. The Hawks trail by 3. Scott with a screen on Price. Here's Schroeder. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Strange to think that for so many years the Lakers would just devour and dominate teams from the East. But last year, the East got some payback.
Thinking again about the Lakers, the East did get payback against them last year. Only 12 wins, Steve, for L.A.
That was tied with Utah, Kevin, for the fewest wins against the East last year for a Western Conference club. So, how you do against the East is usually a pretty good barometer of where you'll end up in the Western standings.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
The Hawks haven't been an elite team, but they do have the longest active playoff streak in the East. They've been to 7 straight postseasons, and while they haven't advanced very far, I still think there's something to be said for getting to the postseason 7 years in a row.
5 to shoot. Here's Ellington. Misses off the left iron.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Schroeder to Bazemore. Rebounded by the Lakers. And for the Hawks, with that playoff streak, for a team, Steve, that has missed the playoffs in the 8 seasons prior, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta has shown consistent winning basketball now over the last, 6-7 years. They've shed some of their marquee players, suffered some big injuries, but they've still found a way to remain competitive.
Here's Kelly. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Atlanta with the ball. 4-point game. Poke loose. Now here's Price. G right on him. Count that one. Ellington's got 5.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
55 seconds left in the first. There's the screen. Here's Bazemore. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at Milwaukee. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Atlanta Hawks, 2 games back.
I think for the Hawks, they just haven't shown the kind of toughness and resilience I expected to see from them this year. Whenever they face some adversity, they haven't been able to fight through it.
Which is really the difference between good teams and great teams, Clark. There's always going to be adversity for everybody. It's how you fight through it that really defines who you are as a team.
Now here's Price. Goes up at the stripe. Hill passes to Kelly. Price dishes to Kelly. Price kicks to Kelly. Lakers working the ball around now. Goes back up. The shot no good. Nice D from Scott.
Nice early advantage for them on the glass, guys.
Part of rebounding well early is just going after the ball and boxing out. I mean, establishing that tone so that you can maintain it later in the game.
Price outside. 1 second left and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. The Lakers have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. First free throw is good. And the Hawks making a change here. Price hits them both. That will count. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Lakers lead by 7. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
Tune in next Sunday, November 23rd. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors take on Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Make sure to catch it.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
The defense was really impressive there, guys, in that first quarter. They came out focused right from the beginning.
And, Steve, that's a big part of why they're on top right now.
Kent Bazemore is out there with Mike Scott. Then it's Elton Brand. Then there's Kyle Korver. And it's Schroeder in at the point. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And here's Price for three. Goes back up. And the layup is good. And the Lakers lead by 9.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
Here's Schroeder, three-pointer, Kyle Korver, and that's good. Korver's got his second basket of the night.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks, just to get you some open looks like that one.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Yes, Kevin, as you know, Nick Young re-signed with the Lakers this past summer and couldn't be happier. Said it was always his dream to be a Laker, in fact. He said, "This is home. I would love to finish off here as a Laker. My kids get to go to school and say, my dad is a Laker, and that's big. It's a big difference than being on any other team." Guys?
No doubt about that. Thank you, Doris. Here's Schroeder after the basket by the Lakers. Left side, Scott. The feed to Korver. 6 to shoot. The shot no good.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick. Just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. The guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And a look at the top three-point shooting small forwards this season in the NBA. Every wingman should have that shot in his arsenal, and these guys certainly do. Look at Johnson, one of the best shooters in the NBA, top 5 in the league at this moment.
Now, these guys are all constant threats on the perimeter. Shooting the three isn't all they do, but it's a lot of what they do.
And as small forwards, they can take it straight to the hole and get their points in close, too. I mean, all of these guys can hurt you inside and out.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Al Horford is checked in for Brand. Millsap comes in for Mike Scott, and it's Teagan for Kent Bazemore. Deflects the pass. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Teague with the ball.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Here's Young. And he overshot that one, missing. The Hawks trail by 5. Schroeder passes to Millsap. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Millsap's got his first basket of the night.
It is so hard to contain it. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Lynn against T. Screen by Boozer. And it's Johnson penetrating. Here's Schroeder. And it's off the back rim. No good. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Outside, Lynn. Johnson outside. Here's the teardrop. And he gets it to go. Johnson's got 7 points in the game.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket. Wes Johnson, the former number 4 pick back in 2010. He was a bust in Minnesota, but he shot better in his 4th season. And once he was moved to kind of a small 4, like the shooting power forward spot, he really found a niche for himself.
Here's Horford, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It goes on Ed Davis. And Wesley Johnson has always been impressive physically. Great size, terrific length for a wing, quick off the floor.
Yeah, he's got all of those ingredients, but his ball handling has been a bit mediocre, rather pedestrian, and I think that's held him back offensively.
Atlanta making a switch here. Carroll's checked in. Second free throw, no good.
Well, the Lakers were coming into the season with only about $11 million in salary committed, a chance to attract 2 max free agents, but then they gave Kobe Bryant that 2-year, $50 million extension. So that seems to possibly postpone the rebuild. that the Lakers have by maybe 2 more years.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Lakers leading by 4. Now here's Lynn. He's coming off a 10-point game against Golden State.
Did a great job picking the defense apart, too. It wasn't just his scoring. Give him credit for his passing in that game, too.
Now, here is Young. Clock at 6. Puts it up from 12. It's rebounded by Teague. Teague's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And a great player like Kobe Bryant, who spent Clark his entire career with one team, he deserves to retire a Laker. He feels that way, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I feel exactly the same way. You love to see guys who've had the impact on a team and on the league the way Kobe has, as a box office draw and winning. You'd like to see those guys be one-team guys, and I'd be surprised if Kobe's not in that category. In 2016, though, Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant hit free agency. Might be some forward thinking going on here as well, partner.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard the Lakers coach as he addressed his team. Teamwork was the theme of the discussion in that huddle. He said, quote, "Good shots are there for us on the perimeter if we share the ball, work it around, and find the open man." He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the 2nd quarter.
Thanks, Doris. The Hawks trail by 5. The pass to Millsap. Stolen by Boozer. Teague against Lynn. Outside for Davis. Back to Lynn. He feeds it to Boozer. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's a 7-point Los Angeles lead. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Lakers.
And they've come out in attack mode defensively, applying pressure and stealing the ball repeatedly.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Korver, no luck.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well.
Now Teague. He's got 5. Outside Millsap. Back to Teague. To end the run. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Jeff Teague signed a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Hawks going into last season. And with the departures of some of their other star players, they decided to put the ball in his hands to run their more free-flowing offense, and he delivered in a great way.
And so Teague hits 2 free throws. And Jeff Teague's shooting percentages, Steve, falling quite a bit last season.
Yeah, but he compensated by getting to the free throw line about twice as often. You know, and that's part of expanding your game. You're going to see some improvement in some areas and maybe regression in others, but he's got to just continue to work. He has a chance to be an excellent point guard in this league.
Now here's Teague. He has 7. Millsap a screen, off the screen, and it's slammed in by Teague.
Boy, that's some physical basketball out there. I'm glad I'm not in the middle of that. A hard pick and an assault on the bucket.
Old school stuff there.
Yeah, there was a lot to like on that play.
And so it's the Lakers with it. After the basket by Atlanta, Lynn kicks to Young. Back to Lynn. Puts up a 3. The shot is off. And Atlanta will come the other way. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Pass to Korver. Back to Teague. Horford sets a screen for Teague. Here's Korver for 3. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Korver's got 9 points.
Well, the defense not doing a good job at all of getting after him. They've got to crowd him and make it tough for him. That's his 2nd this quarter.
Lynn with it, picked up by Teague. Lynn dishes to Johnson. Boozer a screen on Millsap. Here's Johnson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Paul Millsap picks one up.
the Atlanta Hawks with relatively new leadership in the front office, and the team is going in more of an analytic direction. Head coach Mike Budenholzer, from his time in San Antonio, certainly well-versed in that approach as well.
Harold Antich, he's checked in for Al Horford. And the Lakers also making a switch. Hill's checked in. Now here's Teague. He's got 9. He kicks to Carroll. He dishes it to Korver. Another 3 for Atlanta.
When you look at this new direction for the Hawks, they're definitely fond of elite shooters to space the floor, and they look for players who can defend the pick and roll. So a commitment to high-efficiency offense and denying that type of offense by the other team is really what you see this team trying to build towards. And Mike Budenholzer, their coach, comes from the San Antonio Spurs way of playing and thinking, and you can start to see some of that imprint on this Hawks team.
Johnson, that's for 2. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Outside Teague. Korver kicks to Teague. Pass to Carroll. Dishes it to Antich. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And Stevie talked about forcefuls. With Horford gone, the Hawks played 5 3-point shooters in their starting lineup.
And that matchup gave the Pacers all kinds of trouble in the playoffs. The Hawks took them to 7 games despite their vastly different records over the regular season.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for Atlanta. And here's Price from beyond the arc. And they're running. Out to the wing. Here's Bazemore, defended by Young. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official. The Lakers last season, and this is a remarkable factoid here, folks, that was only the 6th time in franchise history, going all the way back to the 40s, that the Lakers had missed the playoffs. Obviously, the Lakers fans are not accustomed to missing the postseason.
Here's Kelly, back to Price, and stolen by Jeff Teague. On up the court. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
Pass break here. Here come the Hawks. Here's Antich, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
And for the Lakers last season, Steve, with the departure of Dwight Howard, you knew the team on paper had less talent, but the hope was that the chemistry would improve.
And I thought it did. The chemistry was good. Kevin, they just didn't have enough talent. And when Kobe and Nash went down, it didn't matter who was out there, who was coaching. You know, it was just going to be a situation where they were not going to be able to win enough games.
Now, here's Ellington. He has 5. And the foul on Mike Scott. That is his first foul of the game. 1:51 left in the second quarter. Hill passes to Ellington. Shot clock at 6. They need this. Count it, and the Atlanta lead has been cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Kelly.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the 3.
T kicks to Scott. It's rebounded by Kelly. LA's gotten fewer than half of their 3-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Hill dishes to Kelly. Black the pass to Kelly. Price against T. Out to Price. The tray. No good. So Atlanta will take it the other way. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Playing as a team so crucial. Let's see the NBA's best. The Hawks, number 1.
You know, if there's a stat that coaches really would be impressed by and proud of, it's assists, leading the league in assists. And this team is outstanding. Not only do they have excellent scores, but everybody is willing to make the extra pass and share the basketball.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, there aren't a lot of easy matchups out in the Western Conference. From top to bottom, the West is loaded, but the Hawks did a great job of beating some of the weaker teams out west when they did see.
And for a lot of teams in the East, that is all you can do, Clark. Just beat the weaker teams in the West.
Well, that's a concession I know a number of teams in the East don't necessarily want to make. But if you're middle-of-the-road East team like the Hawks, that's really all you can try to hope for.
Now, here's Scott. This game he had 10 points.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
And those could be an important 2 points, too, guys, in a close game like this one.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Kicks it to Antic. Takes a 3. And the shot is good. Antic has got the lead up to 7 now for Atlanta.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Passes it to Kelly. Back to Price. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
You know, even from here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Yep, pretty obvious. And a good call by the officials.
For Los Angeles, they have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
Well, the season numbers for this club really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
And you know their performance at the line. It's definitely dropped off. Not the trend they were looking for.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Here's Schroeder. No good on that last second attempt there. And the first half ends in a close one. It's Atlanta. They lead by 5. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Carlos Boozer. And Carlos, this is a game that's had some back and forth. Does their approach require adjustments?
Yeah, they're a great team. I mean, we came out great in the first 5-6 minutes. They came back, and then we fought back. We didn't hold our head. You know, we're very resilient, so we're going to keep fighting to the end.
Carlos, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
We saw some good action from Wesley Johnson. He's got 13 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
Yeah, a lot of times he's one of those players who can get hot and stay hot from the three-point line. So I look for him to continue to search for shots out there.
Here's Lynn. Taking a look at the Lakers. They've got Boozer. Jeremy Lin is out there with Nick Young. Then there's Davis. And it's Johnson in at the 3. Young with no one around. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed.
Coach Mike Budenholzer got early consideration for Coach of the Year award honors in Atlanta before a rash of injuries just sidetracked their season. But a promising young head coach, really sharp.
Now here's Teague. Millsap left side. Feeds it to Korver. It's deflected. Carroll kicks to Millsap. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Teague. No luck. Some solid defense there from Lynn. Coach Budenholzer, still in his early 40s, and led the Hawks to a scrappy performance in last year's playoffs.
I was very impressed with the job he did as the head coach of the Atlanta Hawks in his first season. They were forced to go small with the injuries along the front line, so he went with the spread out, small ball style of play, great spacing, movement offensively, and really was effective with it as they pushed the Pacers to the brink in that first round playoff series.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, the Atlanta Hawks, a team that looks to spread the floor with shooting. Coach Mike Budenholzer said we don't want to just be a three-point shooting team. We want to get to the rim first. By creating that space, we give our guards and our bigs a chance to attack. If the paint is taken away, we'll look for our shooters. Good strategy, Kevin.
Coach Bud coming from San Antonio, Doris. The Hawks trying to create that same kind of spacing. For Los Angeles, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
2 shots. Under 6.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Outside Teague. The dish to Korver. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Kyle Korver really keeps his defender busy. He's great at running off screens, and that's where he gets a lot of his shots. And even when he doesn't get the ball, he occupies the defense, which is so important for his team.
2 shots.
And Korver really trains so that he can sustain that energy, moving off the ball.
That's one of the more impressive things about it. Not only his quick release, but the work he does prior to getting loose for those shots. It takes an awful lot of endurance, stamina, and mental toughness, Kevin.
Both free throws good from Korver.
A lot of big things happened for Kyle Korver last year, but the one that sticks out in my mind is that he was able to tie and then break the record of 90 consecutive games with a made three-pointer. Says a lot about him as a player, his work ethic, and his consistency.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
No, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Horford dishes to Korver. Horford against Boozer. 6 on the shot clock. They get it back. Second shot opportunity. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
Perseverance paying off on the offensive boards, guys.
At the line for your Hawks, Al Horford. At the line for 1.
And for Korver last season, his streak ending at 127 games with a made 3, and it was his most efficient season.
Watch out now.
Assist from.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
Outside Teague. Now the feed to Korver. Right side Millsap. From downtown, it's hauled in by Los Angeles. Davis has got his 6th rebound on the night. Johnson outside. And the pass to Lynn. It's stolen by T. Up the floor. Korver. Good. Korver's got 16.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. They've got to pad their lead any time an opportunity presents itself. And I'll tell you what, that was a golden one there. Well, Ed Davis, in his 5th season out of North Carolina, he's had to battle for minutes both in Toronto and Memphis, but has produced when he's been on the court. An active, athletic big man. He's a player to watch.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I had a chance to find out what Los Angeles' coach was going over with his guys. He told them to be looking to attack in the open floor. He doesn't want them getting slowed down in half-court sets. He wants the fast break to be a major weapon. The second thing he talked about was working hard to get their shooters open. He wants them looking for those gaps on the perimeter and letting it fly whenever they find them. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. And Davis with good mobility for his size. Offensively, Clark, he can run in transition, flash to the basket. At the other end, he's a good help defender.
Yeah, and bit by bit, Kevin, we see him developing his post game as well. He's starting to broaden out that skill set. Still only 25 years old. Come on now. He's got a lot left in his development.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
Well, you know, for the last couple of seasons, we've seen the Lakers really struggle with injuries to their star players, and it shed a less than flattering light on the team's bench depth. It's forced guys to step into roles that perhaps they aren't quite ready to handle.
Horford, no luck.
Most of the time, that shot will go down, or the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Teague against Lynn. Davis setting the pick for Lynn. Clock at 6. Knocked away. It's stolen by Teague. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Teague's got 13 points. And some feel the Lakers, Steve, failed to really address their bench depth, whether in the draft or free agency.
Well, you know, generally they've had success with broad strokes. I mean, acquiring star players over the years. But with the new salary restrictions, it takes away a lot of the advantage that the Lakers have had over the years. So this may be a new era for this franchise in terms of team building.
Johnson cannot hit. It's stolen by Davis. Left side, Boozer. Outside, Lynn. Here's Boozer in the post. Millsap's there. Lynn the pass to Boozer. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 6 assists in the game.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
Millsap a screen on Lynn, and it's slammed in by Teague.
Well, I tell you what, it was the good pick that was set that turned him loose.
And once he got around it, Steve, it was smooth sailing right to the hole.
Well, because of the pick, he had plenty of room. That's why he was able to power down that slam.
Lynn with it, picked up by Teague. Teague against Lynn. Young with no one around. Off target with his 3.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
Well, you don't see him miss that shot very often. When he's open like that, it's usually lights out.
Lynn against Teague. Johnson kicks to Lynn. Back to Johnson. Shot clock at 5. Unloads. Rebound, Atlanta. Outside Teague. He feeds it to Korver. Back to Teague. Pass to Korver. He kicks it to Carroll. He dishes it to Millsap. Here's the 3. Horford the pass to Teague. Dishes it to Millsap. Second chance shot. Again, Millsap missing.
Well, that was not a smart play there. That's a wild shot. They can get something better.
No, that's not smart basketball. He should have passed that shot up.
Nice soft touch to drop that one in.
The Hawks leading by 4. Teague kicks to Korver. Pass to Millsap. Feeds to Korver. Pass to Millsap. Makes it off the glass. Millsap's got 6.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations. Well, he took that defender head on and threw down the two-hander power jam.
Straight power there, guys.
Well, you got to love his determination.
T kicks to Corbin. The dish to Millsap. Here is Corver, defended by Young. It's stolen by Davis.
And now we'll check out the numbers Jeff Teague has been putting up. He was 8th in scoring. And as a distributor, he's been really effective, ranking in the top 10 in assists.
And you don't become a top 10 scorer, Steve, without a variety of offensive moves and a whole bunch of tricks in your bag. So he makes for wonderful highlights the way he can score it.
That free throw, no good. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Eldon Brand's checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Damari Carroll. And it's Schroeder in for Jeff Teague. Here's Schroeder. Top the key, Bazemore. High post try. And that one goes long.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
They set the pick. Kicks to Ellington. Johnson outside. Shot clock at 6. And again, no good by the Lakers.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Schroeder dishes to Bazemore. Here's Schroeder, guarded by Price. Here's Bazemore, and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
Kent Bazemore, undrafted back in 2012, but he caught on with the Golden State Warriors after an impressive summer league. And while he didn't play a ton of minutes, he caught national attention for his enthusiasm on the bench.
And Bazemore traded at the deadline last season from the Golden State Warriors to the Lakers in exchange for Steve Blake.
Really liked his game in college, and he played extensive minutes for the Lakers. I think it's pretty clear that he belongs in the NBA. He just has to cut down his turnovers, but he's a nice two-way player.
Ian Kelly, he's checked in for the Lakers. Now, here's Price. He's tightly guarded. Hill has the open look. That's in, coming off an assist from Price. Hill's got his first 2 points of the night. Here's Schroeder. The feed to Bazemore. To the middle. Cuts off the pass. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Price. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at San Antonio. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And, of course, the Lakers. They just haven't had the type of record they've wanted.
Well, I think for Los Angeles, they've been off to a ragged start. And quite honestly, we expected this team to struggle to find wins, and we'll just have to keep an eye on them to see if they can get it turned around.
Well, nothing new for them, a team that's looking to rebuild, but that process hasn't been moving along as quickly as they might have hoped.
Left side, Scott. And stolen by Scott. And there's the pass to Schroeder. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Schroeder's got his second basket of the night. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Hawks.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys, and all the steals we've seen, really a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
If you look at the Hawks and how they were able to overachieve last season, really it's because they've built a smart basketball team that really understands how to move the ball.
Well, Clark, you see it here with the Hawks in their passing. Saw it all last year, too, as they were elite when it came to getting baskets off of good team passing.
Yeah, and I think that's Mike Budenholzer's carryover from being part of the San Antonio Spurs organization. It's all about everybody contributing, understanding your roles, and sharing the basket. That can be effective when you're talented and have good shooting.
Lakers have gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime, shooting 8 of 15. 1:06 left to play here in the third. Here's Kelly. He's got 9. And Brand with the block. And they're moving it up.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
And here's Price. He feeds it to Ellington. A baseline J. That's in, coming off an assist from Price. Price has got 3 assists tonight.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Bazemore. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Bazemore's got 6 here in this quarter.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket.
Pick up by Hill. Here's Price. The shot is off. Nice D from Scott.
That's an easy shot there. It's a shot that he should make more often than not.
Korver, no luck. Lakers trail by 5. Left side, Price. In low to Hill. Nice D from Scott. Here's Korver for 3. The third quarter comes to a close. Hawks lead by 5. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return.
Tune in Wednesday, November 19th. Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. Don't miss it.
Atlanta leading by 5. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Kent Bazemore. Then it's Damari Carroll. Then it's Mike Scott. And it's Ontic in at center. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Carroll kicks to Ontic. Hill with some nice D. The Lakers shooting 47%, pretty solid. Young left side. It's stolen. And they're pushing it up. Here's Bazemore, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
You know, as soon as that steal was made, it was over. That was going to be a bucket the whole way.
That's exactly how a turnover cost you.
Outside, Lynn. Here's Kelly. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. 6 to shoot. Young passes to Hill. With the shot. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Paul Millsap's checked in for the Hawks. Teague comes in for Kent Bazemore. And then for the Lakers. Ed Davis is checked in for Hill. Boozer comes in for Ryan Kelly. And it's Johnson in for Ronnie Price. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Teague with the ball. And it's Lynn picking him up. Pass to Ontic. A 3 ball. There's the bucket. Good. And the Hawks lead by 10.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Outside, Lynn. Young left side. In low to Davis. He dishes it to Boozer. Lynn. Rebound by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Tries it from the top of the key. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assist as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Lynn kicks to Young. Dishes it to Boozer. To stop the run. Rebound, Atlanta. Schroeder's got his 4th rebound in this one. It's off his leg. And the ref's saying he kicked it. Al Horford, he's checked in for Atlanta. It's stolen by Davis. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. The 9-foot shot. Good on the shot. 6 points here for Lynn. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Schroeder. Teague dishes to Schroeder. Right side Millsap. 6 on the shot clock. Outside Teague.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for Teague. 15 points and 11 dimes. He's getting it done, making plays by setting up his teammates and grabbing some nice boards, too.
Yeah, he's doing all those little things that are so important.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. Lakers trail by 11. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
Here's Schroeder. Horford with the screen on Young. Teague kicks to Millsap. Pass to Horford. 6 to shoot. Feeds to Schroeder. Launches it. Outside Teague. He kicks it to Schroeder. Goes up again. And Horford lays it up and in. And the Hawks lead by 11.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Lynn kicks to Boozer. Back to Lynn. Young with the ball. Passes it to Boozer. Plays it up and banks it in.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. And his teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Here's Schroeder, the dish to Teague. Kept alive by Atlanta.
Ill-advised dunk attempt there. He aimed for the highlight reel and ended up on the blooper reel.
Davis setting the pick for Lynn. Kicks to Davis. Plenty of space. That doesn't go either for Davis.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area they just can't afford to get lazy with.
You know, I think the effort's been there, Steve, but they're still getting outworked just by a skosh.
Schroeder kicks to Teague. Over to the wing. And Carroll gets it to go.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
Lakers trail by 11. Outside, Lynn. There's the feed to Young. Rejected by Millsap. Teague, the pass to Schroeder. The pass to Carroll. Teague against Lynn. Here's Millsap. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. And it's 8 points for Paul Millsap.
Might as well just take it into his own hands and make that big lead even bigger.
Right side, Lynn. He feeds it to Boozer. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. Paul Millsap picks one up.
Been a nice game for Boozer. He's got 10 points and a couple of nice steals, too. He's had great awareness out there, exploiting those passing lanes and coming up with steals.
Well, it really does seem like he's been one step ahead of everybody else out there, anticipating plays so well.
The Hawks making a switch here. Korver's checked in. Paul Millsap, not the biggest or the most athletic, but he just finds ways to get it done.
Yeah, he's so well-rounded. He does the big things and the little things to help you win. He's a good passer. He moves without the ball, keeps your offense going, and then, of course, really developed that three-point shot last year, which made him an effective stretch four.
Carroll with the three.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
Young with no one around. That's good from 17 feet away.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
Atlanta leading by 10.
And Millsap has always had a terrific motor. He combines his elite talent level with tremendous effort and toughness. I think those things are a big key to his personal success, which helps his teams be successful too.
Well, you talk about Millsap's motor, gets you extra possessions, draws fouls, makes his free throws. A great player, finally getting his due. Paul Millsap is one of the most versatile forwards in the game, a natural power forward, but he brings some small forward qualities as well. He's a heck of a player, and he's developed that three-point shot to round out his game.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Here is Korver. It's tipped and taken away by Johnson. Lynn dishes to Young.
Great job taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
And he knocks down the first one.
Looking at the numbers for Nick Young, he's got 17 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
Horford sets a screen for Teague, and he bangs it home with one hand.
That's basketball 101, guys. I mean, elementary. Use the screen to free yourself and then take it straight to the rack.
Yeah, very nice set play for him.
Well, that's using your head and using your body.
And Millsap able to score facing up or with his back to the basket.
Yeah, inside and out. Reversible clothing is Paul Millsap, and he's a handful. Now, he's an undersized forward, but he can make the three. He's physical. He can get to the line. He's got a number of crafty shots. This guy is really, really underrated as a player.
These 2K Blazers we wear, they're reversible. You didn't know that, did you? Huh?
Not until just now. Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Takes the turnaround J. That's good, and the Atlanta lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Boozer.
It hasn't happened as quickly as he would have liked, but he's finally putting some points on the board in this game.
Horford kicks to Korver. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Korver's got the lead up to 14 now for the Hawks. Pass to Boozer. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and two shots coming up. Millsap, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Mike Scott's checked in for Paul Millsap. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
He's been to the line here more than in the first. I thought he was a bit tentative in that first, but I like the aggressiveness he's showing here now.
Here is Korver. Right side Teague. He dishes it to Korver. On the wing, Scott. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Carlos Boozer.
Mike Scott, a second-round pickup for the Hawks. He's gotten an opportunity with their injuries. Just about doubled his minutes last season. A consistent offensive threat off the bench. And he's improved that three-point stroke as well.
And for Scott, where he still needs to improve is on his defensive side.
Exactly, Kevin. A little more than a speed bump on the low block, and his rebounding numbers fell drastically last season. He's already 26 years of age. His upside, I still think it's there, but not as much as we thought initially.
Lynn kicks to Johnson. Fires for three. Horford with the rebound.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. And that is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
Johnson against T. Just 5 on the clock. Horford. That one wide left. Lakers trail by 15. Young with no one around. Off target from outside.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Outside Teague. Dishes to Horford. shot is off. And the Lakers going the other way now. Young with no one around. Again. And Young missing.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Teague against Len. That's a 2 from Korver. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Korver's got 12 points in just the second half. And the Lakers call time here. They're losing by 17. We've got 1:48 left in the game. Horford against Davis. Pass to Young. The 3. That's good. Young's got 6 here in this quarter.
He's starting to heat up from outside. That's his second this half.
The Hawks leading by 14. Teague, the pass to Korver. Back to Teague. Outside, Scott lets it fly. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. And here we go. Fast break. Lynn's got it. Here's Johnson, and stolen by Jeff Teague. 1:09 left in the fourth. Feeds it to Scott. He kicks it to Carroll. That's good.
Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it, and the other didn't. Huge margin of victory for the Hawks.
Good point, Steve. And Clark, they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
I like their fortitude, their toughness, particularly in terms of dealing with adversity. Anytime things didn't go their way, they just put their nose down and stayed with it. And because of that, they were able to pull away.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And guys, being in opposite conferences, these teams only meet twice a year. And when it's been a while since you've seen a team like this, it always feels good to take the first game of the season series. And that's exactly what's taking place here tonight against the Lakers.
Now here's Teague. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Al, certainly a great team effort. What were the biggest factors in how this team came together for the win?
Just taking good shots on offense, trying to, getting stops on defense. We challenge every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Defense wins championships, and tonight it won this game. Al, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, that about concludes our broadcast tonight. For Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, Jeff Teague.